Another distinct feature of an opportunity is that it is attractive. I want us not to take this activity. Some of us longed for a time as this, but we are happy that you have taken our place and we are being mentored into becoming responsible citizens so that we can have a better tomorrow. The third characteristic of opportunity is that it is timely. I want to share with you, some of you who are candidates this year in Form 4 may not have this opportunity again next year. So while you are here, please maximize every moment that you have been given. And finally, this opportunity has got value addition in you. By the time you leave this program, you've got to be a better version of who you are. With those few remarks, I want to wish you all the best. I want to wish you a very interactive session in this school. And on behalf of this institution, on behalf of our principal who is away, I want to welcome you to Maseno School. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Let's give him a better applause. Better applause. Yeah, thank you, Patrick. I think that's a very good one. At least now we welcome the school. And that's the dean of the students. In this particular, this is a school, isn't it? But I'm still seeing some scholars still working. We agreed that will be running. I was told that that is how we are going to work throughout for the next couple of days, isn't it? That was the agreement. So I want to call the next, my colleague, Alice. She has also joined us here, the branch manager at Kisumu Angawa branch. Also to welcome us here, so that you also know gender equality, isn't it? We appreciate that. So karibu, Alice, to say a word to the scholars. Thank you.
Good morning. Listen to the dean carefully. Unajua, we learn every day. And I told you yesterday, we've come to learn and relearn. That is on the education side and even everything that surrounds us. Sumesikia wakiongea? You heard Harriet speaking here so nicely. And I realized Harriet's session was very active. And I liked that. So we are learning. Everything that surrounds us, even education, we are learning today. But I want to tell you, in our journey, it's all about accountability. We will be held accountable. Numbers don't lie. Today we are in school. Equity has given us this great opportunity to be held accountable in life. And how are we going to be held accountable? We are the Form 3s and the Form 4. We went to Form 2. Now we are pre-candidates in the nation of the Republic of Kenya. Sindio? And we are going to be accountable of whatever we did for the last 4 years. And when you are accountable, it means you have to give results. This result doesn't just come on books only. The way I said, we learn, and everything that surrounds us makes us better every day. You see this, our colleagues, facilitators that are there, I want you to know that we are heading to accountability. First will be and now to these parents, you are also held accountable. Everything we do, we are held accountable so that we become better results. And that is why we are here today, to help you walk this journey of accountability. Harriet said, I was speaking, you know, I like psychologists, how they speak. Huh? There is something they say, you say what? Not me. Sindio? And then there's a word, no thanks. How many of us listened to what she said carefully? Just carry up your hands. I want you to be better. How many of us walimsikia vizuri sana? Thank you very much. So I know you will be accountable for what she spoke. And you're going to walk that journey. And that is why we have different people here to teach you, make you understand. You also ask questions. You learn from them. How did they make it unto this end? And that is why we are here. So today we want to welcome you to Maseno School. All our what? How do we call you? Our scholars who have worked tirelessly to reach this far, and God gave you a chance. And in this chance, learn to be accountable, and let us be accountable positively for the chance you walk this journey. Remember, we are like your parents. And what do parents do? They teach us. Cindy? Yeah, you know, even teachers are your parents. Today, Alice is your parent. Javan is your parent. The chaperones you see are parents. What do? We have parents in so many ways. You and even these teachers are taking care of you. And parents, what do? We teach. We hold your hands. We walk with you. We mentor you, and also we discipline you. And above, also your friends. I like that part. Why am I saying friends? So that keep quiet there. Speak to us. Feedback. We are your friends. Am I clear there? Especially when we ask for your reports, how are you doing? Be our friends. Let's create friendship. And we will succeed in our journey. Encourage each one of us. Hata kama ulipata grade gani time, go back to that branch manager, that AGF champion who is in your branch. Please encourage speaking to us. Having that dialogue with us so that we can help you in that thing that maybe you are not able to do what? To speak to somebody else. And I know mostly you can speak on trust. That is why Harriet was telling us. Ma? Is it true? In the house, is it true? Whom do we trust? Thank you. Friends that you can trust. The girl child can trust maybe the lady staffs who are ladies like them. Speak to us. Please, I'm reminding you, speak to us. Let us create friendship. In these all things, let us learn to create friendship. We will walk the journey and we will go very excellent students. Thank you very much and welcome to Maseno School, and God bless you.
I think she deserves a better round of applause. Better round. Please, with those beautiful words, I think we are now being motivated, isn't it? Huh? Now, there are notebooks going around. So each one of you are going to get at least one, together with their pens. Even if before they reach you, you are still going to get. And those notebooks, that's the purpose we are giving you those notes. So please make sure that anything that you wanted to also ask, I said earlier that we can be able to maybe use a small piece of paper, then you pass them over. So the next presenter, I would like to bring Fidel Otieno. Fidel Otieno is actually the head of Kenya University's College Central Placement Services in Kenya, and he's going to take us to the next session. And I'm sure you have got those notebooks. You listen to him very keenly. Form 4s who are going to take the exam this year. Growth and development. We want to appreciate him. We want to appreciate Fidel as he's coming. Presentation. And I'm sure we have taken tea with Yeah, so I'm sure you've got the notebooks. And what I've said that in case you have got something to write, we have got a suggestion box just behind there. So make sure that you're able to drop. Because we cannot get each and every you giving us a comment. So we'll be using those notebooks. Something. Secondly, some of us are sharing some uniforms, which is not theirs. You've got some uniforms and are being told, some of our scholars, especially the boys, you are donning the Maseno University uniforms, and those ones are not yours. Remember, in my opening remarks, I was very clear that you are scholars with a lot of respect, and we talked about these things in the morning, isn't it? Huh? So if you know you are donning a uniform that is not yours, you've gone to the dormitory and picked, please make sure by this evening they are returned, okay? So let's not get that embarrassment, because next time that kind of behavior, isn't it? Huh? We already agreed on that, okay? So let's welcome Fidel, at least to take over to the next session. And the form force, because this one's going to be very, very important. And even
Good morning. As we've been informed, the has given me a new name, which I may adopt in future. But my official name is Mr. Fidel Ochi. Ochieno works for an organization called Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service. Most of you know that as COOPS. Some of you like the S, so you pronounce the S, now you pull it, COOPS. All right. So essentially, maybe just by way of asking, how many have seen me before, either in their school, in their church, at a funeral you attended, at a wedding? How many have seen me? If you've seen me before in your school, raise your hands. And if the hands are few, I will not continue with this session because I've been to so many schools. Those whose schools I've been to. Which school is that? Huh? Tom Boyer. All right. All the way from the island. How many students here from Maseno School? The ones who are putting on the donning other uniforms. How many are from Maseno School? Maseno School? Okay, Inje. Aya. Kisumu boys, I'm just going to randomly pick schools. Kisumu boys. All right. Chulaimbo? Chulaimbo? Asumbi? Asumbi? St. Teresa's? How many are from Nyanza schools? Raise your hand. Nyanza, inua mkono. Western. Western. Which school? Which school? Right, Goibe is a nice school. I was there yesterday, but I passed through. I did not get in. Goibe. All right, which other area? Rift Valley. All right. I think I've been informed we have schools from Nyanza, Western, and Rift Valley. Any other area that I've forgotten? Nairobi. Iko Nairobi. Nimeona mikono mbili. So wako. Sawa. All right, so for the next 1 hour or so, we are going to see. How many in Form 4? Just before I continue. Form 4 students? Or majority, yeah? Form 3? Form 2 and Form 1? Are there Form 2s and Form 1s? They are there at the back. Nice. Okay. All right. So I want us to concentrate for the next. I can see some movement, so I don't know if I allow that to happen before you continue. For the next 1 hour or so, we are going to really discuss in depth what is required of you as a candidate, as someone in Form 3. What career path do you want to take? What subjects do you have? What grades do you require? So that you can get the courses of your dreams. How many of you would wish to become teachers once you're done in Form 4? Walimu? Teachers? I don't know why most students don't raise their hands when you ask for teachers. Anyway, how many want to be lawyers? Lawyers? A lawyer. Even Mwalimu wants to be a lawyer. Eh? How many want to be doctors? Medical doctors, not witch doctors. Let us be clear.
Kindly announce for me all Maseno school students.
Okay. All right. Just an announcement. All Maseno school students, the ones donning the right uniform, let us be clear. Meet Mwalimu out there. All Maseno school students. Just meet Mwalimu out there as you continue. All right. How many want to be nurses? Nurse. Nurses. In our placement that has just concluded, every student from A to E wanted to be a nurse. So I don't know who went around announcing nurse as a course for everybody. Kila mwanafunzi kama ukuna A, nurse, B, nurse, C, nurse, E minus, nurse. But we are going to check. We are going to see by the end of my talk here, all of you should be able to know which career am I able to do confidently and which grades do I need. Are we together? How many of you will wish to go to the university? All of you. How many of you will wish to go to colleges? Colleges? Hakuna mtu wa college hapa? Wangapi wanataka kwenda KMTC, Kenya Medical Training College? Hakuna KMTC? Na venye mumetusumbua all through placement na hii KMTC? Zaizi hakuna watu wa KMTC? How many of you want to go to TTC, Teachers Training Colleges? Wangapi? Aye. Most of you want to be teachers in your heart. Your hands are too heavy to go up right now. But I know in your hearts, most of you want to be what? Teachers, walimu. Now, I am a person who likes to recognize people when I meet them. All right? So in this forum, I have met a former schoolmate. We have not met for so many years. Na nimemwona hapa. And he's the one making sure all the videos are taken very well. Sindio? Calvin, salimia tu mafando. Wajua tulikuwa nawe shule moja bana. Wajua kila mtu anaweza? That was my schoolmate. We were in school together about 25 years ago. And we have just met. We have not met for so many years. So, in life, such forums bring people together. Sawa, you and your schoolmates should also meet somewhere 25 years from now. Ukuje kama when daktari, when a lawyer, you meet, you exchange notes. I am told we have former students here, sindio? Who I think have been beneficiary of this event or equity. Now, former students, I want to know by show of hands, which profession or which courses did you take? Are you former students? They're very well dressed. You see what happens when you do well in your exam? You dress suity. Sir, what course are you doing? Or what did you do? Let me not assume you're still in school. Medicine. Daktari. Alright. I don't know, did they talk to you before? Can they just say hi, sindio? Daktari, ndo wajue kila mtu anaweza kuwa daktari. Medical doctors, not witch doctors, I insist. Just stand and wave to them. Wasalimia tu hivi. We own daktari, sawa? And you, sir? Electrical engineer. Aeronautical. Hii mandege naona deal nayo. Aya, salimia mafano jue aeronautical engineers wako. And you, sir? Huh? Medicine. Daktari. Daktari salimia watu bana. Wakikuona hospitali wasanza kushangaa. All right. So we have doctors and an aeronautical engineer. Are you saying that things are possible? Sindio? Are things possible? Before I usually continue with my presentation, there are 3 questions I usually ask. And I want to ask them now. That one is a must. I ask them every time, everywhere. Amongst the students here, I've been told there are around 16 to 1700 from different schools. Is there anyone here who went to Maranda? Or is in Maranda? Maranda? Maranda students? All right. Kodero Bara High School? 1 person? All right. Now, I want to ask, in your schools, do you have students who are silent? Are they there? Even amongst you. Si kuna wanafunzi wapigi makelele sana? Wanafunzi wanatulia. There are students amongst you, even if a teacher asks a question, they will not raise their hands, even if they know the answer. Is that true? There are students here who, in their classes, they don't talk. You will never find them in the list of noisemakers. They only have few friends, maybe a maximum of 5. You can know their schedule. When they wake up, dormitory, classroom. Sindio? Classroom, dining hall. Dining hall, of course, washroom is a must for the call of nature. Bathroom or showering, depending on the weather of that day, they will decide. Sindio? These are students who don't talk much. Hawana story mingi. Mwanafunzi kama huyo akikuja apate alama ya A. Is it called A in Kiswahili? Or A? Have A na A, sindio? Wakipata hiyo alama, have they done well or have they failed? A silent student who gets a grade A, have they done well or have they failed? Grade A ni kuanguka ama ni kupita? Grade A hata kama wewe ni mwendo wazimu na upate grade A, umepita? Mwanafunzi kama huyo akikuja kwako akwambie sasa we were with you together in the same school, I have gotten this grade A and I want career advice from you. How many will advise that student to become a lawyer? Two things: the ability to talk and the ability to run. Sindio? Because you must calculate the rate at which tear gas might land on you, so you must know how to run. Can they become politicians? Government spokespeople or any spokesperson anywhere? Can they go and negotiate dowry for their friend? All right, those are questions I'm going to leave with you to ponder about. Same breath, the opposite of that. There is a student akisimama kwa gate ya Maseno pale. Na tuko hapa kwa hii jukwaa. When they open their mouths to speak, even without having to look to check, you will know who that is. Sindio? Kuna wanafunzi kama wao. These are students, when the class prefect stands up to read the noisemakers, anasimama na class prefect pamoja. Sindio? These are students who never miss in any commotion. When they find people fighting the first fight, after fighting is when they ask, why were we fighting? Sindio? These are students who report to school on day one of opening. Not because they love school, but because their parents are already tired of them, so they're sending them over to teachers. Sindio? Students who never miss debate. Anything that involves speaking, they're going to be there, including speaking in tongues, even if they don't know. If you have such a student and they come to you and they get grade A, have they failed? Have they passed? Can you advise that student to become a lawyer? Yes. Walimu? Yes. Are you trying to say your teachers are noisy? Can they be journalists? Yes. Politicians? Yes. Politicians? Which other trait, apart from speaking, should a politician have? Which one? Lazima jue kudanganya, si ndio? All right. So but such a person, I know there are bankers here, can you advise them to work around money? Can they be financial people? Can they work in banks? I am sure all of you have gone to banks. What is the bank environment? How is it? There is a popular saying, I don't know if it is just in Nyanza or everywhere. Pesa ipendi nini? That is why money na tulianga penye kume relax, ndio? Somebody told me noisy people are poor people. I am not sure. So sometimes when I feel like being noisy and I remember poverty is staring at me in the eye, I leave. Sindio? But that is such. So the last one. If you're a student who does not like blood, wangapi wapendi damu hapa? All of you must not like blood. Kwani you people like blood? All of you, your hands should be up and ask how many don't like blood. Wangapi wapendi damu? Kuna wanafunzi wapendi harufu ya dawa, si ndio? Kuna wanafunzi wakienda hospitali hata kama ni kuona mgonjwa, the moment wanafika kwa hospitali they become sick automatically, si ndio? There are students wakianguka apate kidonda when it is fresh. Some of you, when you look at it, you even feel like throwing up. Is that true? There are students, some of you, you've never stepped into a mortuary. Si ndio? Mnaangalianga tu mortuary na mbali. Some of you, God forbid, even if somebody who is close to you dies, you don't go and view the body, is it? Si ndio? If you have such a person, and you get grade A, have you done well? Can you be a doctor? A nurse? Laboratory person? Can you sweep any hospital? The good thing about working in a hospital is that whether you're a sweeper, whether you're a what, you are called who? Daktari. Sindio? I used to have a neighbor, before I actually knew what he was doing, I knew he was a doctor. Because he used to live in the morning with a coat, a white coat. Every day. So sisi wote kwa plot tulikuwa tunamwita daktari, daktari, daktari. So one day I fall sick, I decided to go to that hospital. Because I knew the guy, I wanted to find him so that he can either treat me or refer me to somebody. So I went and asked, natafuta doctor nani nani. So these people are, we don't have such a doctor. I am sure. He's my neighbor, we live with him, I know he works here, and he's a doctor. He told me we don't have a doctor, but somebody of that name, and uliza kuna watu nafagia hapo nje. That is the only person we know with that name. So I went and found him and he was sleeping. So instead of even being angry, I was just laughing because that is serious. He taught me, you must fake it till you. I hope he becomes a doctor one day. But anyway, the reason why I'm asking such questions is because it is always good to know the personality of a person. Are we together? Personality versus performance. Does it mean that every student who gets an A should be a doctor? Does it mean that every student who gets an A should be a lawyer? You can get a good grade, but if your personality is not in line with what you want to do long term, then you're going to fail. Are we together? I know you've heard, and this is a case, there are so many students. You've decided now you've gotten an A, whether you got it genuinely or through the mercies of God. You decide to go and choose what? Medicine. Fortunately or unfortunately, you are called for medicine. You go to whichever school you're called to. They enact you. They give you that white coat. You start feeling like a doctor already. Eh? You start making calls to your village people that they should, from now henceforth, they should call you doctor. Anybody who does not add the title DR in your name should not call you at all. Sindio? And then you go. I am told I'm not a doctor or do medicine. I didn't like medicine. I'm told you're usually taken, I don't know the name, but you're taken to a room. I'm told each medical student is given a specimen. Sindio? Si mnajua hiyo specimen ni nini? Kila mwanafunzi ama kila medical student anapewa their own dead body. Is that true, doctors? Is that true? I should not be lying here. Unapatiwa mwili yako unaambiwa huyu mzee alikufa hapa 15 years ago, sasa huyu ndio wako. Una deal na yeye. Kama wewe ni mtu mwenye upendi hizo vitu na hiyo A yako, will you continue with medicine? Utasema hata anthropology ni nini? Course. Sindio? So personality must be tied to what? Performance. Are we together? What are some of the reasons why students choose courses? Number one, wazazi. Sindio? Sindio? Parents to guardians. The people who are taking care of you. They come and tell you, your great-grandfather was a teacher. Your father, your grandfather was a teacher. Your father is a teacher. Who makes you think, what makes you think you can be a doctor? Lazima ukwe nini? Mwalimu. Sindio? Family ties. Somebody tells you, your father is a mechanic. Your grandfather was a mechanic. Sisi tumeweza kutengeneza gari. Sasa wewe tengeneza nini? So family. There was a time I had a student come to my desk in my office. The student came along with the father, the mother, and the grandmother. It was an application period. So they came to my desk. I welcomed them. I had to find extra chairs. So they sat. They told me, we have come to find courses for this girl. I said, fine, that is good. I've never seen students who come with the entire village, but it is okay that you've come. But now that you're here, how can I assist you? The father had a course for that student. The mother had a different course. The grandmother had a different traditional course for that student. And the student had her own what? Course. So there is one student with 4 courses. Everybody wants them to do their course. And I remember we spent about 2 hours because we had to cancel them. We even now reverted to prayer because things were now getting out of hand. Right? So there's that influence. What other reasons do make students choose certain courses or careers? Friends. Sindio? The way you are seated here, were you all born at the same time? How many? I want 2 people here who were born in the same hospital, the same day. How many? It's mama. You started being friends since you saw the sun. Sindio? Most of you met where? In school. Sindio? Or maybe even in your villages, but after you've grown up. So because you're a student, you want to go and do the same course as your friend. so that your friendship can continue to blossom. Sindio? Again, in my office, there were two students who walked in. I saw them coming from afar and they were holding hands. So I quickly, knew these people are not normal students. They're people, because they're holding hands, boy and a girl. So they came, the boy pulled for the girl a seat, another show of love. So that was second sign. Pulled the seat and they sat down, both of them. I welcomed them, I asked them, how can I assist you? They told me, we have just done our Form 4 and we want to apply for courses. I told them, very good. So which course do you want? Which course do you want? The girl had a B minus, the boy had a B plus. They told us they want a course that will ensure that they fall into the same school. Wrong. So sometimes you are allowed to advise, but no, the decision is for who? For the students or the applicants. So I decided to put them in the same school when they were applying. Unfortunately for them, when the results came, one was in another province, the other one is another area. I have not followed up to see if the love is still there, but I hope. So that's another reason. What other reason do students use to pick courses? Which one? Looking at the institution. Some of you were born in your villages, went to primary in your village, went to secondary in your village. After doing Form 4, you even had rumors that they want to give you a husband or a wife from that village. Sindio? So you decide, because I've lived in this village, I want to go where? Somewhere else. Sindio? Maybe you want to go back to Nairobi. So instead of looking at the course, you look at the what? At the school. Another reason. So those are some of the things that cause students to get the wrong courses. We are going to look at the degrees quickly later on and what you require in terms of what and what. But before then, there are things that number one is that you must be a Kenyan citizen. You must be born where? In Kenya. Are there people here who are not citizens of Kenya? Can you raise your hands if you're a non-citizen? Non-citizens. I am assuming all these are citizens. I don't know how Equity does it. I don't know if they take anyone or citizens, but that we will find out. So you must be a citizen of which country? Kenya. Number two is that you must have sat your KCSE exam. Regardless of the grade you get. If you want to get an E, an A, that's up to you. But you must have sat what? KCSE. Kama ulifika Form 4, second term ukachoka, no coups for you. So no placement from government. You must not have been sponsored by the government before. Apart from Equity, are there Girl has 46, boy has 47. Who is above? Wasichana yani hata mnaona tu vizuri mwanaume ako juu lakini mnainsist a girl, a girl. Nani ako juu? The boy. Si ndio? So when you do gender affirmative and we add the girl 2 points. How many points does the girl have now? Who is above the other? The girl is above the other with 48, above the other with 46. So when you do gender affirmative and you have the girl 2 points, the girl is above. That means if there was a course that only wanted one student, and the boy and the girl apply for that course, we are going to deny the boy and give it to who? The girl. That is what gender affirmative means. So we usually encourage boys to work harder because the boy child is under what? Siege. The other affirmative is what we call disability affirmative. If you're a student living with disability, or I usually ask, if you're in a class with a student who uses crutches to walk and you're walking perfectly well, are you the same? Do you operate at the same level? If you're in a school with a deaf student and you can hear, are you the same? So we usually give disability affirmative, that is disability advantage. So what happens here is that we usually add students living with certain conditions, some points above the normal points. So 3 points and 3 points above the cluster weight. I know of a case of a student who was living with disability who got medicine because of the disability affirmative. Na marks zake hazipo huko juu. The last affirmative where none of you qualifies at all is what we call marginalized and minority community affirmative. What does this mean? Lazima ukuwe umefanya KCPE na KCSE in a place that is referred to as marginalized, or you are from a minority community. That means if you did your KCPE in a school that is marginalized, na ukuje Maseno school for high school, you don't qualify. Students in that level, we usually add them 5 points above. Are we together? So marginalized and minority. So those advantages. So if you fall into any of these categories, make sure you let us know so that we give you forms for you to apply so that you can get that advantage. Gender affirmative has not happened for a very long time because boys and girls are constantly performing at equal levels. Are we together? They say what a man can do, a woman can do better. Girls nowadays even perform better than boys. Is that true? Yeah. So those are some of the things you must check. So now, if you have your book, pen, and paper, we are going to check the subjects I am doing as a Form 3 or as a Form 4. What courses can they learn to me? What grades do I need? This is the time where you know if you wanted to be a certain career or you wanted to do a certain course and you don't have that subject, it is time to change your mind. Are we together? So are we ready to go through this? So we have what we call 20 cluster groups. And look at 20 cluster groups. Cluster groups contain courses that are related. So when I talk about cluster 1, every course in cluster 1 has the same requirements. Are we together? So we want to see from cluster 1 to cluster 20. By show of hands, how many people are doing all 3 sciences? Nyinyi wote? How many are doing biology? Bio. Now the problem is that those answers are too many. I can't even know which ones are raised or which ones are not raised. How many are doing chemistry? Physics. Okay, put them down. How many are not doing biology? Wangapi wafanye bio? Just raise your hands. It's okay. How many are not doing chem? How many are not doing physics? Wangapi wafanye physics? How many girls are doing physics? Girls only. Aye. So for the next 30 or so minutes, I want us to discuss so that by the time you're going back to your school, you know where to put emphasis, or you know what is required, or you know what to change. Cluster number 1. Cluster number 1, just by show of hands. How many of you love God? All right. How many of you will want to go to heaven to sing with the angels and drink milk and honey? How many of you think that God loves them? Believe God loves them? Unajua mapenzi haikwangi tu wewe, si ndio? Alright. If you know you've raised your hand that you love God, you want to go to heaven to sing with the angels and drink milk and honey, cluster 1 is not for you. Are we together? Cluster 1 is not? Just by show of hands again, just to confirm. How many want to go to heaven? Yeah. To maintain. Sindio? So because all of you want to go to heaven, we just skip cluster 1. Sindio? We leave it. Because that one, all of you want to go where? To drink milk and honey and sing with the angels. I always believe that nobody who does any course in cluster 1 is going to see the kingdom of heaven. Are we together? Nobody is going to see the kingdom of? For the last time, how many want to go to heaven? Yeah. I already warned you the good things. No. Cluster 1, law and related. No lawyer is going where? How many want to be lawyers? Raise your hands. How many want to be lawyers? You want to see the spaces that are going to remain in heaven? Lawyers? Do you think lawyers are going to heaven? Why not? Lawyers, law is a very good profession. Are we together? Lawyers are the only people who are qualified to be called learned people. And learned what? Friends. You are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are a banker, you are a teacher like me. You are not what? Learned. For you to be learned, you have to be what? A lawyer. So lawyers are the only ones who are qualified to be called learned. Law is one of the most competitive courses. We have so many lawyers going around. The only thing is that you're not going to go where? How many lawyers will wish to go to heaven? All right. Anyway, that is my own belief. Sawa. Lawyers will go to where? To heaven. But they will be given a different gate. Are you together? All right. What is the minimum subject requirement for one to be a lawyer right now? Which one? Subject 1? History subject 2? CRE subject 3? English number subject 4? Maths. So mathematics, you're going to count the people who've come to court. CRE, where do you apply CRE? The moment you lift up the Bible to start lying. If you are doing all the subjects you've mentioned, and you do them well, and you pass, you get a good main grade. Is that true? But history and CRE traditionally are not minimum subjects for one to become who? A lawyer. That is how I missed law. Because I did so well in history. Because all my life I knew I wanted to become what? A lawyer. So I ended up missing law by a few points, my campus. But I'm thankful because at least my chances of going to heaven have. For one, apart from doing all the other subjects, what we call cluster subject group, okay? For one to be a lawyer, English or Kiswahili, lazima upate B plain and you get history A, CRE A, get English C minus, C plain, C plus. The only person you're going to argue with is the people in your village. You're not going to argue with anyone where? In court. Are we together? Sini rahisi kupata B plain and above in English or Kiswahili, si ndio? Yes. So there are very many potential lawyers who will not see heaven, but they're here. Cluster 2. So if you want to be a lawyer and you've been getting funny grades in English and Kiswahili, this is the time to do what? To pull up. But still, your mean grade must be very good. So don't just get an A in Kiswahili and English, now upate D, ama CCC in these other things. You are not going to qualify for what? For law. Are we together? Cluster 2. How many are doing business studies? Is business studies as a subject a requirement for one to be able to do a business course in the university? Is it? So why are you doing business studies? Booster. Again, if you're doing, okay, cluster 2 is business courses. So business courses and related. So business and related, all right? So if you're doing business studies and you do it well, it is going to guarantee your mean grade is going to be up. But which subject is the minimum requirement for one to be able to qualify for business course? Which subject? Which subject? Mathematics. And you must get a C plain or C plus and above in what? Maths. And I know you know business courses. BCom, BA, entrepreneurship, supply, procurement, operations. There's so many business courses that you can do. I did a business course for my undergraduate. Okay? Yeah. Are we together so far? Cluster 3. I usually say that cluster 3 is the easiest cluster. Because there's a subject that is not required there. Which subject do you think that is? Mwalimu hesabu hapa ni wapi, si ndio? Yaani nyote ni hesabu tu ndio ngumu. How many of you love mathematics? How many of you does mathematics love? I am glad you realize that love is not a two-way traffic, si ndio? Anyway, so mathematics for business. So cluster 3. Okay, hesabu itajiki, wacha tuseme hivyo. Since it is you've said, me I'm just confirming, okay? Cluster 3 is art courses and related. What are some of the art courses in cluster 3? Criminology, anthropology, mass communication and journalism, community development, international relations. Msiandike hii mtandika mpaka mchoke, chana nazo. These things are there for you, you will get them, all right? Public administration, political science, literature, arts and film, drama and film. Hizo zote ziko wapi? Cluster 3. Sawa. Apart from doing all the other subjects that you're doing 8 or 7, English, lazima upate C plus and Are we together? How many would love to do a course called criminology? Political science? How many of you want to be journalists? Let's start from there. Journalists. Watangazaji wa habari, whether broadcaster or any other journal, reporter, all these things. So cluster 3, that is where mass communication and journalism falls. Are we together? Cluster 4. Cluster 4, kama unajua wewe na physics mulikosana mkiwa form 1. Usiharibu nini? Wino. Weka hiyo utandika nao dedix siku ya mwisho. Cluster 4. How many are doing geography and physics combined? All right. If you are in Form 1 or Form 2 and you want to choose physics as a subject, we advise, or I would advise that to pick what? You pick which humanity? Geography, because they are related. Cluster 4, geophysics. Geophysics, some of the courses under Cluster 4, geospatial engineering, geospatial information, meteorology, astronomy, astrophysics. So for you to be able to qualify for that, apart from doing the 4 cluster subject grouping, those the other subjects that you're doing, mathematics is a must, C+ and above. Physics, C+ and above. Geography, C plain and above. Are we together? Kuna watu wameka kalamu chini wanasema Which cluster are we? 5. Cluster 5. Kama unajua ufanye physics, tafadhali usiharibu nini? Weka utandika nayo nini siku ya mwisho? Dedix. Sawa. Nimesikia mtu akiclick. Watu wamekasirika already na hata. Right. Cluster 5. Engineering. Planning. Engineering and related. So every engineering, technology, and engineering education ziko hapo. So for our brother who is doing aeronautical engineering, you do cluster aeronautical engineering. How many of you know about aeronautical engineering? Mangapo najua? Somebody told me, what does it deal with? Young lady, come. What does it deal with? Aerobics. Aeroplanes. No, just come. Which school? Kabar. All right.
Kabar Shaken Boys.
What does the aeronautical deal with?
It deals with aeroplanes.
So ndege yote tu ukiona ni wewe ni aeronautical engineer. Ukiona ndege ikipita wewe ni. So there's an aeronautical engineer here. He'll explain to you. So it is the art and science of dealing with what? Planes. So I don't know if it's construction, all that thing he'll tell you. All right. There's a difference between being an aeronautical engineer and a pilot. Are we together? Aeronautical engineering is only offered in one school. Which school are you? Which unaifanya wapi aeronautical engineering? Aeronautical engineering is only offered in one university in Kenya. Which one? Which one? Technical University of Kenya. That is where he is. So that means it's a competitive course. What are some other engineering courses that are there? Mechanical. Sindio? Civil. Electrical. Gani tena? Aeronautical. Mechatronics. Marine engineering. Medical engineering. There are so many engineering courses. Mathematics, lazima. Physics, lazima. Chem, lazima. English or Kiswahili, lazima. C+ and above. Anything less, the only engineering you're going to do ni kutengeneza zile magari za wire. Zile zinaenda nyumbani. Is it easy to get C plus in physics? Is it easy to get C plus in mathematics? However, note, engineering is one of what we consider most competitive courses. So a C plus will not get you anywhere near engineering. Are we together? Nasikizana? Sina vizuri niwaambie ukweli. If you want to be an engineer, the least you can get, na hiyo umeanguka yako yote mpaka vumbi imetoka, B plus. Mean grade. And B plus kwa hizo subjects. Are we together? Hiyo ni bahati tu, umeangukia tu engineering. Sawa? But even B plus sometimes cannot guarantee you engineering. A minus and above. Cluster 6. Kama unajua ufanye physics, usiharibu nini? Cluster 6, architecture, planning, and design. If you want to do architecture, I tell people architectures, hao ndio watu, hata wakikupatia trouser wende ufue utapata pesa. They always have money in their pockets. Are we together? Architectures. So we have architectural studies, we have quantity survey, we have quality survey, quantity survey, land survey, real estate. Hizo zote zinafanya. Land survey, hizo zote mnasikianga survey. So, apart from all the subjects you're doing, other subjects that you choose, mathematics is a must, physics is a must, English or Kiswahili is a must, C plus and above. Again, get a C plus in physics, mathematics, and English or Kiswahili, you are not going to go anywhere near architecture at a degree level. Are we together? Architecture ni watu wa A, B plus, wakienda juu. I'm telling you that so that you start putting effort in those subjects. Are we together? Cluster 6, ama ni cluster? Cluster 7. Kama unajua ufanye physics, usiharibu nini? Unajua kuna watu, kama ungejua hii talk ilikuwa ya physics ungetuambia tukae nyumbani, si ndio? And cluster 7 is a very interesting cluster. All right? How many of you are doing computer studies? Computer studies. Cluster 7, computing, IT, and related. My dear people, kama ufanyi physics, you are not going to go anywhere near any IT course. Hata ukipata A++ in computer studies. Are we together? Is computer studies a minimum requirement for one to do a computer course? Is it? Some of you amekuwa kifanya computer, wanapata tu ma A. Anataka hii computer nataka nifanye kwa campus mpaka inikubali, si ndio? Computer science, software engineering, statistics and computer science, computer security and forensic, IT. All those things require which subject? Subject 1, mathematics. Subject 2, physics, lazima kama ibada. Subject 3, English or Kiswahili. Mathematics and physics, anything less than a C+ will not get you a computer course. Computer science is one of the most competitive courses. Has very high cluster weights and cutoff points. So ukipata B plane, unataka kufanya computer science, you will not even be able to get it. They will not even look at you twice. Are we together? Cluster 8. Kuna watu waliacha kuandika kitambo kwa sababu ya nini? Physics. Cluster 8. If you know you're not doing what? If you know you're not doing physics, usiharibu nini? Hapa ribu tu wino. This does not need what? Physics. Cluster 8, agribusiness. Agriculture is one of the pillars of the government, Sahi. They are working that sector. So if you want to get jobs in government, agriculture is your course to go for. Are we together? When you hear agriculture course, which subject comes to your mind apart from agriculture? Which other subject? Which subject? Biology. Agriculture and biology are sister and brother. They work together. Actually, husband and wife, they work together. Sister and brother sometimes disappear. So if you want to choose agriculture as a subject, please consider what? Bio. So if you want to do agriculture, mathematics, C plane and above, biology or agriculture or business studies, C plus and above. That will plus all the other 7 or 8 subjects you do. Are we together? When I talk about minimum subject requirements, I mean all the subjects you're doing, whatever grades you get, but there are certain subjects that you must get certain grades. That is what we call minimum subject requirement. Are we together? Cluster 9. Cluster 9 is a science cluster. I don't usually spend so much time on cluster 9. If you love chemistry with all your heart and soul, and want to go and study atoms and molecules for 4 years in the university, in a course we refer to Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, then that is your course. So chemistry C plus, mathematics C plus. Are you together? If you are a biologist, all these botanical names, you just want to study them for 4 years. In a course we call Bachelor of Science in Biology. Biology C plus, mathematics C plus. Are you together? If you are a physician, not a physician, if you like physics, physicist, if you're a physicist, physicians not hospitalists, and you want to go and study kinetic energy and all these energies that we use every day, in a course we call Bachelor of Science in Physics, mathematics C plus, physics C plus. But then you can pick up a subject and perfect it. Are we together? You just go to the university and study it so that you come and tell us, you become a professional consultant in that particular area. The other courses such as microbiology, biochemistry that require mathematics, biology, and chemistry. We cannot go through them all, but some of those things. So such subject, mathematics, biology, and chem are very important, C plus and above. Cluster 10. Cluster 10, by the way, which subject is common from cluster 1? Which subject? Mathematics. My dear people, mathematics will only leave you the day you're buried. Are we together? Ile siku umekufa, wakishasema 6 feet under, that is where you and mathematics part ways. But as long as you breathe this air, mathematics will follow you for the rest of your life. Are you together? Yes. I usually make a joke, it is my own joke, that mathematics began before you were born. Are we together? It is mathematics that caused some of us to be born. Are we together? Without mathematics, some of us would have just been those things. Why do I say this? In the past, our parents, our grandfathers were very, very strict. Especially if your grandfather was there. I remember my grandfather was strict. You hear his voice and you tremble. So, for a man, if you want to look for a girl in a homestead where the grandfather is a senior military person, and military does not bring in the military. Some people are military in their own houses. Are we together? Senior military people, you could not reach her because the mere sight of you around the father's gate is problems. But people used to love each other. So our parents came up with formulas of how to meet. I remember my father was telling me a story that he used to go somewhere in some sand or soil where not many people are passing. And we'll throw some angle theta to show my mother that if you pass here, I am around somewhere, we can meet. Mathematics. He also told me, what is the probability that if I go there, I will meet the father? Mathematics. So, because of mathematics, some of us were born. After being born, still mathematics came to place. After now, the fathers have agreed. The next mathematics is what? How many children do you want? Sindio? Hesabu. Because my father has 100 acres of land, we can have 7 or 15. Sawa. Because I'm struggling, 2 is enough for us. Mathematics. You get kids. Which is other mathematics? School fees. Sindio? Talipa school fees aje. You go to school, you study, you maliza, graduate, the other mathematics. What formula am I going to use to convince this person's child that I can be a good husband or a good wife? Sindio? Sabu. Nowadays, you just don't approach a girl. You have to sit down and calculate. Do formulas. Do all formulas. Some of these girls can reject you until you forget all the mathematics you were taught in your life. Are we together? Anyway, my point is, mathematics is what? Very key. Every 80, 90%, actually 95% and above of all courses require what? Maths. So if you know you and mathematics parted ways because of a misunderstanding, I am urging you to go buy a flower, a red flower. Put a chocolate inside that flower. Look for mathematics and apologize. Are we together? Math is key. So cluster 10 is mathematics, economics, statistics, and related. So these are where people who deal with financial matters come. So there is actuarial science, there is accounting, there is economics and statistics, there is financial engineering. There is a course here called Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, Pure Mathematics, and Applied Mathematics. That one you drink, eat, sleep, what? Maths. They say, yeah, mathematics get C plus and above. I tell you, C plus and above is not enough for maths. Cluster 11. I want us to finish this quickly. Cluster 11 is another cluster I like. Fashion design, interior design. Fashion design and interior design. How many would wish at some point to do fashion design and interior design? Are you people in touch with the news? Do you watch news? Do you watch current affairs? Who is the richest man on earth right now? Yes, sir. Come, just come, just come. Who is the richest man on earth?
Bernard Arnold.
Okay, just hold on, just come. What does Bernard Arnold do?
Do fashion and design.
Fashion and design. All right, have a seat. The richest person on earth right now is a fashion designer. Nasikia? Richest. He can buy all of us, sell us, and buy us again. Are we together? So fashion design, if you can create the richest man on earth, that means that is an art that has what? Money. Are we together? Some of you look at fashion design as the clothes you wear. No, it's a brand. One day when I grow up, I want to be a fashion designer. Okay? I don't know about you. I'm talking about myself. What subject, apart from all the subjects, which subject is key? One, you know what you call minimum subject requirement for one to be a fashion designer. Which subject? How many are doing home science? Home science. Are there boys who do home science? Please show me a boy that does home science. I feel happy. How many are doing home science? You're doing home science. Which school? Bunyore. All right. Which school? Huh? Oh, I've not heard it, but yeah, that one. That one, which school? Kisumu Girls? You do home science. If you are doing home science, which is a good subject, the only clothes you're going to make in zile zenye tukua na class 6 primary zile za kusho. For you to be able to do fashion design or interior design, apart from doing other subjects, the minimum subject requirement is chemistry. Chemistry. Chemistry, you must get C plain and above. I will give opportunities for you guys to ask about chemistry and fashion design later. All right. Which cluster? Cluster 12, eh? Cluster 12 is another cluster I like. Very nice. How many sports people do we have here? Sports people. People who love sports. Quite a number. I know different schools that are represented here have different sports that they do well in. Yeah? Personally, I love football. All right? And I have a message to pass to the young kids of today, especially boys. Number one, are you listening? If you know you're supporting Manchester United, if you know you're supporting Arsenal, if you know you're supporting Liverpool, if you know you're supporting Manchester City, even if you perform well in your high school and get a good grade, your life already is ruined just by the fact that you're supporting those teams. Are we together? There was a research that was done in one prestigious university in the United States. And they were trying to find out the relation between football support or funds and success and growth. And after doing thorough research, it was agreed that for you to be successful in this life, apart from performing well in school and doing all these things, the other aspect for you to become successful is if you support a team called Chelsea. That's it. It is not me. Do not argue with the research. Are we together? Cluster 12. The reason why I brought those football and sports is because Cluster 12 is sports and related. Sports and? So if you want to be a sports person in terms of doing sports, physical therapy, you want to be physical exercise, it's called sports and PE. There are courses that will lead you to the fields of sport. Are we together? Which is the minimum subject requirement for a sport course? PE. You think running around in the field will guarantee you a sports person? Huh? For you to be able to do any sports-related course in Cluster 12, you need biology as a minimum subject requirement. And you must get a C plane and above. Cluster 13. Cluster 13, I usually call it mother of all clusters, all right? Medicine, nursing, health, and related. If you want to be a doctor, once again, a medical doctor. Not a witch doctor, not a traditional doctor. Medical doctor. In the course where we call Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery. Subject 1 is what? Subject 1 is? Subject 2? Biology, subject 1. Subject 2? Chemistry. Subject 3? Maths or physics. Subject 3? English or Kiswahili. Biology, chemistry, maths or physics, English or Kiswahili. Be plain across all those subjects. Are we together? But my dear people, and you can ask the medical students who are here or the doctors that are here, getting a B plane will not take you anywhere near what? Medicine. I like to tell people the truth. If you want to get government scholarship for medicine, biology, A plane. Chemistry, A plane. Maths or physics, English or Kiswahili, mean grade. Are we together, doctors? Remember, it is our bodies you are coming to interfere with. So you cannot come. You have to come there when you're fully what? Qualified. Sir, Daktari, what was your mean grade, sir? Huh? Which one? 80 points. 80 points is which grade? A minus. And you? Huh? 80. Which school are you? JQuat. And you? KU. Right. Were you in the same secondary school, you too? Nursing, pharmacy, clinical medicine. Same subjects, but now the grade goes a bit down from B plane to C+. However, get a C+ at your own risk. You cannot get nursing, pharmacy, clinical medicine with a C+. Are we together? On government scholarship. Naskizana, all those nurses want to go and study abroad. We have several students missing nursing, including A- students. Missing what? Sasa wewe na C+, actually, unaona tu hiyo sasa ni kujaribu Mungu. Are we together? I'm telling you these things so that you are able to know where to put the effort. Are we together? So that you don't miss the courses of your dreams. Cluster 14, simple cluster, history, my favorite subject, history and archaeology. So if you want to go and study history for 4 years of your life, then in a subject called Bachelor of Art in History, then that's your cluster. History and government, C+ and above. Cluster 15, environment. Cluster 15 has the most number of courses. Think over 300. Nutrition and dietetics, soil science, animal health, fisheries and aquatic, marine biology, fisheries, agricultural education and extension, environment science, environment planning, leather technology, hide technology, wildlife, forestry, bioresources, so many. I told you where you see any environment or agricultural course. Which is your number one subject? Which one? Biology. So biology is a must. Mathematics, chemistry is an alternative, a must. So, and there are so many courses under that cluster, by the way, so many. We are about to finish this cluster. So, now cluster 17, Sindio? 16. 16 for those who would like to go and do geography for 4 years in the university. Then this is your cluster. In a course where we call Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts in what? Geography. So geography, C+ and above. Cluster 17. Are there schools that are doing French or German? If you want to go and study French in the university or German in the university, then that is your cluster. That is a foreign language cluster. Are we together? German and French, get a C+ and above, then you can go and do a course in Bachelor of Arts in French or German. I know Masinda Muliro offers that, KU Pia, I think, amongst a few other schools. Cluster 18. Are there schools that are doing a subject called music? If you're doing music and you want to go and study music in the university, not just in your room writing lines here every day and night, tearing papers. Music. Then that is your cluster. So we have Bachelor of Arts in Music. So music, C+ and above. Cluster 19, which is my favorite cluster, education. Walimu. There is still, initially, for you to be able to be a teacher, you are required to have a minimum subject requirement of mathematics. You are going to teach us chemistry in Kiswahili. So education, even though equal. So you need to get a C+. So if you get a C+ in history or CRE, you can teach history and CRE. If you get a C+ in physics or chemistry, such things, all right? Special needs education. For the one to be a teacher of special needs, biology is a must subject there. So for special needs, you must get an English C+, C plane and above, mathematics D+ or C plane and above, biology C+ and above. A must. A must for special needs education. The last cluster. You remember we began by a cluster where people are not going where? People are not going where? Now the last cluster, these are people God has called upon to take us where? Religious studies and related. Anyone wants to do theology, si ndio? Ama nafikiria pastor tu ni kulala na kuamka na kushika Biblia na kwenda kwa church. That what we thought? For a pastor to be effective, you need education. Are we together? Even if God has called you to help human beings, education is key. Sawa. That is why pastors go to schools called theology schools. Are we together? So if you want to be a pastor, if this life has become that hard for you and you want to help people, pastor is your course. So Bachelor of Arts Theology, CRE, C+ and above. Are we together? If you want to be an imam, IRE, C+ and above. All those things are taught in schools. Are we together? Apart from university, COOPS places students to colleges and technical institutes in what is commonly referred as what? TVET. Have you been told about TVET? TVET. Technical Vocational Educational Training. These are diplomas, these are certificates, these are artisan courses. Just so you know, COOPS places students who get between grade A and grade E. Are we together? To us, nobody has failed. With your E, come to us, tell us, I want to do a course. We are going to send you to school, and the government is going to assist you throughout that course. Are we together? So, we know that degree, anyone who gets a C+ and above can do degree. C- and above, diploma. D plane and above, certificate. E and above, artisan courses. Sawa. Don't finish your studies and go home and claim you have no where to go and study because you got a certain grade. Are we together? Usiende huko uanze kuchoma mandazi. Usiende huko uanze kufish. Usiende huko ingia kwa bodaboda. Usiende huko, for those who have been promised early marriages, we come against that spirit in Jesus' name. Are we together? Especially the girls. And I will tell you this. I went to a school somewhere in some county I will not mention, because if I mention the county, you'll start figuring out all the schools in that county. I went and asked students, how many of you want to go to the university? I gave them about a minute, no hands. So I thought probably my English was not good. I remembered my Kiswahili lessons. I went back to Kiswahili. Wangapi wanataka kwenda chuo kikuu? Still no hands. I could not speak the native language, so I called one teacher, tell them in that language. Told them, no hands. Said, fine. How many want to go to colleges? Still no hands. Again, we repeated the same cycle in the two other languages, no hands. So I got a bit concerned. So I asked, out of curiosity, how many of you want to go and get married? And I had almost the whole class raising their hands. And they were serious. And I called a student and asked her, why do you want to get married? Akaniambia, mimi nakuja tu kusoma, mimi ni mzazi amesema nimekuja hapa, niko na bibi nimeacha nyumbani, niko na ng'ombe. It's true. Ladies, are you listening to me? Ladies, how many times have I called you? Let me tell you, a woman only becomes attractive because of the level of education she has. Are we together? Are you listening to me? There is no man, alive or dead, that will play with a girl who has gone to school and has the requirement and has the intelligence and information that is required. Are we together? Well, now, ladies, this is why we say amen. Some of you looks like you want to go and get what? You know, I've not even asked that question. How many of us want to go and get married? I might be thinking, and some of you are, well, mimi nishapangiwa bana. All right? So an advice to ladies. I like talking to ladies because ladies, I'm a father to a daughter, so I know the importance of a girl child. Are we together? And there is what the government is actually prioritizing called STEM for girls. We are encouraging girls to go and do technical courses. You know what STEM stands for? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and mathematics. So those technical courses, we are encouraging girls to do them. A girl who has done engineering cannot be compared to a guy who has done engineering. Are you together? Those are serious people. The people in the past next to you, you first stand the past so that you continue with your journey. You cannot be working at the same time with a girl who has done engineering. Are we together? Yeah. So I'm encouraging girls to do that. We also place students to Kenya medical training colleges. I don't know who went around this country announcing that nursing is the only course people can do. Everybody, just like I told you, everyone from A to E wants to do what? Nursing. Some of you didn't even plan to be nurses, but because you have heard nurses are going to where? Now you want to be nurses. We can all not work in hospitals. Some of us have to be patients. Are we together? Yes. All right? So, with those many remarks, we'll find a way of sharing this with you. Our information is in the website if you want to know COOPs, if you want to know what subjects can I do, if you want career advice, all these things are found. And we have offices in almost the entire country. So God bless you all. I wish you all the best from FOS. May you do well. We want to place you in the courses of your dreams so that you're able to change this country for the better. God bless.
Really? Is that how we appreciate our guest? No. One of us to come and lead us in the appreciation of our guest. Thank you very much, our guest from Kenya Universities and Colleges Placement Services. We really appreciate your efforts to these scholars. You have shared a lot. During our time, to be sincere, we were never taught much about COOPs placement. But kuna wengi wetu hata sahi, hata wenye wamekaa hapa mbele, hata najua sahi wanapenda kufanya courses zingine sahi. And since education is something that continues, and people still goes to school. One of us to come forward for the appreciation kindly. That lady from Bunyore, come forward. Tumpigeni makofi. Yes, come forward and lead us in the appreciation.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon once more. How many are still doctors? Doctors in the house? Tumepunguka tena. Okay, so this is how we are going to appreciate our beloved guest. By the way, we are so much blessed by what you've told us. So I'd like us to do the what? The 5 factorials. Hallelujah. Okay. We will do it while standing to simame. Yes, it's a way of showing honor. Okay, let's go. 1. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. May you have your seat. Silence. We shall be having our, let me invite Javan to direct us before we proceed.
Thank you very much. I think that girl has done a very wonderful job, isn't it? Can we give her one hearty clap? Yeah, thank you very much. It's very important. Those are the same way you see leaders, isn't it? Even the chicken, when they are hatched, you're able to identify this one will be a cock, this behind, isn't it? So shine here so that we know the person whom you shall be in future, isn't it? Yeah, I was also encouraged by what Fidel has said. From where the bank is, that is Equity Bank, is corporate. Equity Bank is corporate. And people normally apply for jobs. Fidel, you might have done first class degree, okay? You have done PhD. You have done, you become even a professor. The first thing we normally ask you, please for us what you got in mathematics and English. So these things we are being taught here, these things Fidel has taken us through, take them very seriously. Those who hate English and mathematics, he has talked mathematics will be follow you everywhere. I'm telling you, mathematics will follow you everywhere. Because these are testimony. From the bank, utakuliza, KCS ulipata marks gapi, give us what you got in mathematics and English. This is practical. I've sat in the panel of the interview. I've shortlisted people. They have scored a first class degree, but they didn't perform in English and Kisu and mathematics. And those applications were put aside with the first class. So imagine. So take these things we are being taken through very seriously, okay? Now, the next session is going to be very, very packed in the afternoon. We want to break for lunch and we want to take exactly 1 hour, so that by 2, we have sat. And make sure you have eaten properly, okay? Make sure umeshiba vizuri because in the afternoon, I'll really need your ears, okay? We'll need your ears properly to make sure that you are attentive. And by the time we'll be leaving here today, you'll be totally a different person. We have agreed. So I'm not going to call you again. Ikifika 1:59 and you are nowhere and you're going to miss. Remember I talked about the introduction. If you miss introduction, then you'll be not able to get the entire introductions carries most of the things, isn't it? So I'm not going to call you like the way I called Chebet at 2 o'clock, isn't it? So if you don't want me to call you immediately, you are done with lunch, you come running, isn't it? We have agreed. So can someone come over to pray for us for lunch? Now we need a scholar.
One scholar, kindly maintain silence.
Praise God. Praise God once again. I request all of you to stand up as you are praying for the food. Let's bow down for our word of prayer. Mighty everlasting Father, we are before thy throne of mercy at this time. God, I want to say thank you for the gift of life that you've granted unto each and every one of us. Bless our visitors, O God, and bless all the Equity Group Foundation members, O God. Lord, I want to pray that you may bless our food, O God. May you make it to be sustainable in our bodies, O God. Lord, we praise you and we honor your name, for we pray this humble prayer, believing and trusting in his name.
Kindly remain seated kindly and allow our guests to move out first. Kindly, let's remain seated and maintain silence. Wageni wetu waondoke kwanza. Chaperons, kindly. We have a meeting after lunch at the storeroom. Chaperons, there's a meeting after lunch at the storeroom. Let's remain seated and allow our guests to check out. Thereafter, we shall be allowed to pick our meal cards. Thank you. Let's meet in the afternoon. Have a nice lunch. Have a nice lunch.
Super Mambari imekam nimejaa. Super Mambari imekam nimejaa. Super Mambari imekam nimejaa. Cheki pala imekam na mezubana na cheki. Super Mambari imekam nimejaa. Super Mambari imekam nimejaa. Super Mambari imekam na kidili. Kam na kinini kitu. Kam na kinini kitu. Hadi kam na kinini kitu. Kam na kinini kitu. Kam na kinini kitu. Na imejaa kifukudugudu my guy. Sitoi, siwa urush. Na mina jienjoy. Tuliwa bumbrush. Here Michael, Brooklyn na Missy Boy. Sina jongo, sina form, sina cheddar. Bila mesha feel machaji walituna. Ngeusuna mattress kwako, sema form. Munga mchinga, niko zone. Paskatu magiza, niko busy. Shwariting alikujia magiz. Love is bigger than the ocean. Fire skin like a lotion. Loving is my devotion. Give you girl full potion. Oh my beautiful addiction.
behind there. Then there's another one that's going to be put in the DH. Kindly, anything that you need us to know that, and you're embarrassed to say, or if there is something that is happening to you by our staff, our chaperone, or even our branch manager, mwandike chini kwa speak up boxes, sindio? Then we'll see what to be done. Are we together? Kindly, let's use those avenues. All right? At this juncture, I'll wish to invite our branch manager, Kisumu, to invite my good friend, our presenter for the afternoon. I'm so excited, and you'll see why I'm excited.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Willis, let me welcome you to this afternoon session. Naona watu wametoa shirt, wametoa jackets, wametoa everything, isn't it? It means you are ready for this session, isn't it? But before we that, I know we have eaten. We need to relax our bodies first, so that the food flows. Then your body will be free, so that we go to the next session, isn't it? So I want us to dance a little bit. Which one? At the chicken does. Are you sure? DJ, you know, wameomba, wamesema, they want to dance. It appears they know some of these things. Then stand up, bus. Let's give you, because we give you exactly what you want. And I want to see you dancing then, isn't it? And you dance properly. I said, we need to identify talents. Maybe dancing is your talent and you don't know. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to showcase your dancing style, isn't it? Yeah, because remember you said this, you are best. So can we go? And those who are not dancing will come at the front. So just check your neighbor who is not dancing. Immediately we finish, they come at the front. So let's go. Yeah, let's give a clap. Let's give a clap, a clap, a clap. Yeah, thank you very much. You know, we were trying just to confirm whether the energy levels are high, isn't it? And I've noticed your energy levels are good, isn't it? They are high. I'm seeing you, some of us are even sweating, isn't it? Yeah, thank you very much. So in this particular juncture, I would like to welcome our speaker. Abok is well known to us here. And what I'm happy that he has mentored quite a number, including even Willis, who was even before here. And also others, especially even our doctors who are here in our Equity Afia have passed through him. Yeah? So to me, it's very important. So let's welcome Abok with our hearty clap to take us to the next session. Let's continue clapping until he arrives. And I said that the day is going to be packed, and I think you are able to see how packed the day is, isn't it? Thank you very much.
The organizers were the Equity Bank, the support staff, our students. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Brother Dennis Abok-Alo. Brother Dennis Abok-Alo is a born-again Christian. This is my Bible. I'm also a pastor. I got saved when I was a student in Form 2, Maranda High School. That is where I was a head boy for quite some times before I joined Kenyatta University. I'm a retired chief principal. My last station was Kisumu Boys High School. This is my 6th year in retirement. I thought I was going to rest, but this is the time that I'm working. Some of you have seen me in your schools trying to help. You cannot wait for your death. I'm paying back to the society. Now, for 5 years, I was giving free service, and now I'm paid for what I'm supposed to do, very expensively, so that now I conclude my life on earth in a good way. I'm not going to die tomorrow. I'm still alive, going for the lifespan that is in the Bible, 70. Then we begin to negotiate with God on how I can. I want Dr. Willis to come over and give a testimony. I'm a teacher of biology, and right now I'm writing books in biology to keep me busy. I'm doing a series, biology, where there is no teacher. I've asked God to give me wisdom because there are students who don't have teachers. Some of you are in national school, you are blessed. There are schools where the principal and the deputy are the ones who are TSC employees. The rest, university students who are on long holiday or Form 4 school leavers. Hallelujah.
All right. Where did I tell you that I went to school? Which school did I go to? Maseno School. Cindy. Number 2, something I didn't tell you. When I was in Maseno School, and you've seen Kidogo, I played a lot. I passed my exams, but I didn't get the requisite marks to go to university by that time. Because I was a little bit embarrassed to repeat at Maseno School, I went to a school called Ngere High School. By that time, my principal was called Mr. Nyamogo. I joined on Monday. On Friday, unfortunately, Mr. Nyamogo passed on. We got an acting principal for some time. Then God brought us Brother Abok. The play that I used to do in Masenu, I continued it in where? In Ngare High School. I played and played. One day, Mr. Abok called me, boss, you're in Maseno School. Did you go there because your father had money, or you went there because you had the requisite marks? I said I had the requisite marks. Then what are these you're doing? First thing he did, told me to buy an exercise book. I started drawing circles using an HB pencil. And the keyword is HB pencil. I was drawing circles every day and taking to him. And he was marking my circles. All right. So, why is that important? As Brother Bok is a teacher of biology, we have to do a lot of drawing. So he made me make sure that I can draw very well. And believe me, when he took me in his hands under his wings, I changed my behavior, did my exams, passed well, went to college, did my master's. Now I'm here talking to students, and you can imagine when I saw Brother Bok's name being written that he's one of the key persons who are going to talk here. I'm very, very happy to be here. And I'm sure the reason he has called me, deep down, is very, very proud of whatever he's seeing.
The school was very bad. I was told it's a school where in a year, a minimum of 2 strikes, a minimum, 2 strikes. And the students who are from 4 were abusing me every day. And they used to tell me, we have seen so many stupid principals like you. And I was wondering, on the scale of stupidity, if the principal is stupid, where is the learner now? I want to thank the Equity Bank for giving me opportunity again to share with you. We were here with Form 1 and 2, and today we are having Form 4s and Form 3s. What I want to share with you is from the bottom of my heart and what I've seen happening in our schools. I will not say when I was in America, I'm in Kenya, and those examples will be relevant. You are given opportunity, and one of the things you say, don't be like Rehoboam, son of Solomon, who was having a father, the wisest. He never took time to learn. And when the opportunity came, he failed immediately. Elders gave him pieces of advice, and also the peers. He left the one of elders and took the one of peers. You know, sometimes I see young people, one is saying this world is very dangerous, and he's only 17 years. 17. I'm 66 years old. And now we say, what an old man can see while seated, a young man cannot, even with several stools mounted. And therefore, when I came in and saw you, I say this is an opportunity that you are not supposed to miss. Some are not here because they are pregnant. I've gotten the information and I'm going to address that. There is a man called George Hegel, a German philosopher. And he said the only educated person is the one who has learned how to learn and change. How to learn and change. When I got saved in Form 2, I came to my senses. And I wrote in a book, I still have it. Every assembly is a blessing. It is now that I'm understanding it. Why? That is the time when people are given direction, teachers are making observation, and some people change. While others take time to listen, others are absent-minded. A teacher crack a joke and one is asking the neighbor, what are people laughing at? And they are there. So I believe at the end of the sharing, somebody is going to learn. And not only learn, change for the good. I want to put 5 things first before we get into the matter. 1, high school is very important. This stage where you are. Very important. Now, there are 2 things that we are supposed to get here. Academic excellence, good certificate. I was a Form 4 in 1978, before you were born. And listen, there was a contract that was floated somewhere, and I was told, send your academic and professional certificate. And I want to tell you, what I did in 1978 is impacting in my life 2024. They looked at all that I had and I'm given opportunity. So the certificate you are working on is not like birth certificate. It's not like a marriage certificate. You will get somebody either in a normal way or confused way. Look for a pastor and then you have a marriage certificate. You have to ask. Until one time I asked my mom, which position were you getting while you were in school? I was very notorious before I got saved. All our parents were either number 1 or number 2. And we took it that way. Your children are going to download your result. I want you to get that because of technology. And we'll check the one of mommy, only the code. And check maths E, chemistry E. And then check the one of daddy, maths E, chemistry. And then when you go encouraging them, they'll tell you, this thing is genetical. Apart from good certificate, there is character building. And I like that. Because every achievement is sustained by character. I was invited to talk to prisoners at Kodiaga. There, people who are behind the bars 5 years up to 30 are learned. There are places that you need to go to so that you wake up. One of them is hostel. Another one is the prison so that you respect the freedom you have. And another one, mortuary, so that you see this body that we have. And I realized there were medical doctors inside there. There were teachers like me, including a pastor I know. Now, listen. After this stage, you will go to university. University, there is no assembly. University, there is nothing like sneaking. We have the security personnel by the gate, but they open when you want to go. Our daughters are ever complaining. We don't have prison. We don't have freedom. Our parents are on us. A time is coming when you will be given opportunity now to use some of these things we put in you. And we have lost some of our children, not even a month at the university. Nobody will tell you to bathe. If you don't want to bathe, that is your problem. You become a nuisance to the society and they bathe you. So Form 4s, we are winding up with you. The whole of this week, last week, struggling with those who went to university are out of because of drugs. Others cannot perform, and they have run away from that place. Take time. And many people will say, high school, I was made a leader in high school. I became pregnant in high school. High school. So know that you are at a stage that is very important. I'm a retired person. Every stage has its challenges. I was told to listen to people who retired well and are still surviving. And I went and listened. One of them told me, go back to university and get the second degree. I did that, even though it was difficult. So now what I'm talking about, they are not theory. I've taught for 37 years, and I've produced people together with the people we were working with. So when I'm advising you on certain things, I'm not joking. Number two, you must know why you are on earth. Somebody called Mark Twain said, the two most important days in your life are the days you were born and the day you will find out why. The day you are born and discovering the purpose why you are born. It's unfortunate I was handling, we have a counseling center in Kisumu. A Form 3 and a Form 4, they don't know what they want to do in this life. Meeting Form 3s in Kakamega, 4 schools combined, I asked one, who do you want to be? The response was shocking. I've not asked my mom. Now, the Bible records that David, after serving God's purpose in his own generation, he died. He didn't die premature death. He did what God wanted him to do. God gave me chance to serve in education, and I testify working with boys from slums first before the school was transformed. And now I'm still on serving God's purpose. I want God to use me. When it is over is when I go. There is a purpose why you are born. Now, when you know the purpose, you will not gamble. It's like a bearing. We have people here who have gone to school, including that one who spoke here. They are a solution to the problem of this nation. Hallelujah. A solution to the problem of the society. I have teachers here. They are dealing with ignorance. Doctors are there to deal with our lives. Now, when you don't get the best out of this, you become a problem to this nation. The government must organize to budget for tear gas, to disperse you when you are out. They must budget for handcuffs to mobilize you, bullet to finish you when you become unmanageable. In biology, listen to this, you must be a blessing. Plants produce oxygen, and animals consume oxygen. What do they produce? Carbon dioxide. Who are the people consuming carbon dioxide? Plants. Now, anything good you receive and you don't release, death. Eat good food and you retain in the body, you are taken to the hospital. God told Abraham, I will bless you so that you become a blessing to nations. And I'm talking to people who are very important. If the Lord tarries, some of you will study abroad. Some of you will be very important people to replace us. And that is the desires of my heart, that you become a blessing. I saw what Nelson Mandela said, education is the greatest engine for personal development. It is through education that a daughter of a peasant can become a medical doctor. A son of a mine worker can become a head of mine. A child of a farm worker can become a president of a great nation. And he made a spiritual conclusion and say this: it is not what you are given, but what you have that makes a difference between one and the other. Why? There is potential to be great in you. You are blessed by God. What you have. Therefore, the number one thing is a purpose. And now, as it was being said here, when you have said you want to be a medical doctor, hang on. Some of your parents are used by the enemy to discourage you. Like you have seen, your grades are not good in Form 2, Form 3. The parent look at your grade. This is what you have. And you want to say to be a medical doctor, you can only be a witch doctor. Accept. Point number 3. There is a big question. Why are others failing where other people have succeeded? Why are some of the people failing where others have succeeded? That is a big question. We say success has stresses. We have in a family where somebody is struggling, yet there is your brother or your cousin who is a fourth year, University of Nairobi, in the Faculty of Engineering. I asked one in Form 2 had a problem. I asked, where are the other siblings? Their sister is doing engineering university, the Moi University. How do they relate? They fight. In the school where you are, somebody was taught by the same teachers, same environment, ate food, managed to pass. That person can give you direction. And I challenge young people. Something like long holidays, 2 months, to somebody who wants to succeed. You can benchmark with others. December holiday is the best holiday. All people back at home. And you can talk to a Form 4 who just joined first year. How did you make it? And they'll tell you. There are people who are rich in this world, and they have written books how to become rich. Still, we are poor people. We have families where people have gone to school. One is a disgrace. Take time to learn. I had one in the school Ngere, and listen to this. The sister was in Form 4, Nyakachi Girls. It was my student. And the mother came to report, a widow. This one is not doing very well like the sister. And I've advised him to study with the sister. He told me a woman cannot tell him anything. God has given me long life to see what happened. I advised. We advise you, but the option is yours, to rubbish it or use it for your good. The sister went and did law, an advocate of High Court. Married to somebody who was going to school well. The brother is still confused to date. He built the mother a wonderful house and left the one of brother because he threatened the mother and the sister. One day I'll come into the kitchen where you backbite me and work on both of you. What is the thing? Humility. You humble yourself when you are not doing well so that you are assisted. And even when you get a certificate, your name is the one that will appear, not your classmate who assisted you to do well. I look at this in the Bible. Bartimaeus did not have eyes. He used the eyes of others to get his eyes. He did not have eyes. He heard of the commotion and asked, what is happening? Jesus Christ is passing by. and he had the reputation of Jesus. He raised alarm. Son of David, have mercy upon me. He was told by the crowd to keep quiet. He shouted the more. Use the eyes of people like Brother Bok to get yours. We have seen a lot. And I like Bartimaeus. When he was asked by Jesus, what do you want me to do to you, Lord, that I may see? He didn't have excuses. He didn't have blame game. He never complained. He knew what he wanted. By the power of sight, everything is sorted out. The fourth point, more about Form 3 and Form 4 class. I want to tell you this. First, Form 3. Form 3 is a forgotten class in school. Hallelujah. Wave if you are a Form 3. Wave to me. Now, in a school setup, the principal is concerned about Form 4s because they are the ones who are carrying academic banner. They are concerned about Form 1s. If you don't attend to them, they will not come back. Form 2s, because of adolescence, they will disturb teachers. Form 3s are just there enjoying the title, we are pre-candidates. Now the question is this. Get the point. Why is it that when people who have not performed well want to repeat, they go back to Form 3, not Form 4? You cannot pass in Form 4. Now, this is the thing. In Form 3, you are meeting new topics that you have never come across. Probability in maths, mole concept in chemistry, reproduction now with emphasis on cell division. And now, if you don't understand mole concept in Form 3, topics in chemistry in Form 4 will be too wonderful for you to understand. Now, there's a time we were finding out, sometimes back, unrest in school. The engineers of strikes, Form 3s, joined by Form 2s out of their adolescence. Form 1s are still new. Form 4s are humbled by their work at their level. So now, some Form 4s are there who joked around when they are in Form 3. Now things are not working. Form 3s, I have seen very many are involved in co-curriculum activity fully without observing balance. They are in drama in term 1 and even in other ball games. When it comes to term 2, they are in term 2 ball games and music. Music and drama will demand for your time. And if you are somebody who is not very bright, you go for regional and take 1 week. Make use of the teachers to guide you. I'm not condemning the co-curricular. So some people have found themselves in Form 4 with very little work done in Form 3. Now, Form 4 is not an easy class. You have just laid the foundation. You have not started working. Term 2 will be tough. Now, the sponsor, they have put condition. And I know some of the students who want to prove that they are performing. You are given a report form, you go to the cyber to put things the way you want. And even those who are these small performers, no good marks. When they are changing, they don't change going down, up. Meaning they know good things. Now, the war that I've found myself in between the parents and their children. Some have had it rough over the holiday, being beaten by their parents because of this small performance. I'm giving direction and tell the parents, you need not to be beat. Let's talk. A father told a son, you are now going back. Come back here with deep lane the way you have been doing. You will see fire walking in darkness. Fire walking in darkness. Now, as you go back Form 4, it will be Form 4. Every assembly, Form 4s. You go to class teacher is on you. The subject teacher, I don't want jokes in my column. And now the assignments will be very many. At a time a teacher comes, tomorrow evening, maths paper 1. As you are still absorbing that, a teacher of chemistry comes, tomorrow evening, chemistry. And you say, we have maths. And then the teacher say, okay, if you have maths, done. Chemistry. As you are still absorbing that, HOD languages say a time like this, we normally do joint exams with selected schools. Prepare paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. As you are absorbing that, HOD Humanities has arrived. I was in Kakamega and I got very good papers in geography, history. When can we do? A teacher of biology comes in, go to the lab for practical. A Form 4 is walking in the compound like a chicken suffering from coccidiosis. You must learn how to manage stress. And there are people who have been in Form 4 who made it. They have the ways, how they worked, they never passed on. So, this is the word. Even if you didn't work hard and you are in Form 4, don't give up. I was with the learners of this school last year in one of the hotels, the Lower Kada. And one of them, after we had talked to them and guided them, stood up and took the microphone and said, I've learned of my mistake. I have bad friends. Some of them are seated there. I'm through with you by the time I'll finish my speech. They say, I'm a lazy boy sleeping in class anytime. I have so many girlfriends who have confused me. They say, with effect from today, I'm going to work hard. And I saw somebody who was having C-, having A-. Yeah. Butula boys, one said, my parents don't love me. I'll not force them. I was mentoring them, and he said, my KCP marks 211. And my father told me you are a disgrace in this family. You got 211 marks. I got you a chance in a national school. I pay your school fees promptly. Shopping is done. I give you pocket money. Yet you are not performing. And they gave up hope on me. Brother Bo gave us direction. I came from D- and reached C-. I thought they were going to appreciate me. They told me to put my report form on top of a cupboard. I'm the one who went for it. They never even checked. And I've been a joker. The deputy know that I'm in discipline. But my performance is going to make my parents to love me. And I saw tears rolling on the cheek of a boy child. You know, boys and men, to see tears is not easy. It must have gone beyond their hearts for them, you see that. And the boy had 211 marks. Come the time when results were released, B+. Somebody has given up here. Come out of the cocoon of fear. We have done first term. That is the foundation. Go back there and work. If somebody can change the result from September, 2 months, it is possible when you are in Form 3. Now, let us learn from the past. What happened last year is very important. Learn from other people's mistake. Yours may be so painful and consume you before you learn. And why am I giving this? To be forewarned is to be forearmed. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. And they say surprise can even beat the strongest. And you have seen matatu operators keep on asking each other about where they have not gone to. And sometimes they stop. He's not allowed to stop the vehicle in the middle of the road. And they ask each other, how is that side? And say, it has rained, it is muddy. This driver who has not reached there must be prepared psychologically to tackle the mud. Now, what are some of the things? It is not good. One, indiscipline. That we have an exam going on and a parent is told, come to school and take your son. While others were revising, Alana is smoking bang in the dormitory. And that is somebody you have struggled with. Some, the Kisumu city where I stay, from one school were found in police custody for 3 days. You cannot pass exam when you are from a police custody. There you will not have time to revise. 2, unwanted pregnancies. As I was talking to girl child, before exam, this part of this blouse is wet. I asked Madam Teacher, what is happening? There are girls who gave birth before exam. During the time of exam, the supervisor is starting off the exam. Some, instead of starting maths paper 2, labor pain. Don't laugh. There is one who gave birth through cesarean. And the principal advised the mother, it is not life and death. Allow your daughter to manage this. The parent reported the principal to the county director. There is one, and this is what touched my heart. A girl gave birth to twins. And then the twins passed on. The following day, chemistry practicals. She was got from the county, sub-county hostel to one of the schools there. And the teachers, the deputy, described the girl was dirty, hungry, and confused. So she was taken to bathe, given the uniform of that school. Breakfast is when she went for chemistry practical. I've not given birth, but I've stayed with people who give birth. One of them is my mom, another one my wife. You cannot pass exam after giving birth. There are those ones who conceived and aborted. During the weekend challenge, I share with the student, and our children, some of them have aborted even 3 times. And listen to me. Life is not like public address system where I say, mic testing, 1, 2, and 2. You will do something bad. And if you are checking the kickback, you will not see. When Ammon raped Tamar in the family of David, the Bible records 2 years after that. That is when now the punishment came. He had even forgotten what had happened. And somebody is just doing abortion. The devil has record to accuse you before God. Why do you want to give this one a child? And she has killed others. So getting rid of fetus is not like disposing the feces in a pit latrine. There is homosexuality. People are doing exam, and girls, listen to me. I have intervened several times when parents want to kill their own children. Brother Bok, this daughter of mine who is in Form 4 is a husband of a Form 1. Listen, the Bible says in the book of Proverbs 23:25, verse 25, may your father and mother be glad. May she who gave you birth rejoice. A boy last year from a school in Siaya, Gezu, and the mother said, I felt like dying because this was my hope. When you are young, you step on the toes of your parents. At this stage, their hearts. Don't be selfish when you are making decisions. People are revising for exam that term. Somebody is sent out of school because of Gezu. The worst is joining a cult like Illuminati is on. You are going there, they say you are looking for power, fame, riches, and wealth. And some of the people are lured by money. That if you hear of 15,000, 20,000, you go for it. You will receive, but you will not have peace. You have seen these students who cannot sleep at night. The students that when prayer begins, they fall and behave like a serpent, and they're human beings. And teachers, that is not something to joke around. In one of the schools, they were about to sacrifice a baby of a madam teacher who went for maternity leave. Listen to your parents and follow the God of your father. We had people, when people are revising for exam, they needed deliverance. And you have seen them, you know. So indiscipline will not take you to any place. 2, anti-behavior. Your KCP marks does not determine the exit behavior. There are students who got high marks and they are still riding on that. Do you know that I got over 400? I've been looking at the results that have been given. There are some 3 students. I took time and asked the principal to give me academic record. They started at lower note, keep on improving. And the one who had 394, A minus. There is one not a school far from this place, 116 marks. He asked me, can I improve this one? I say, why not? My mom was sick when I was doing this exam. Still alive? Yes. He told me, show me how. Now, when I get somebody who wants the how, I know improvement is going. 116 marks, C plain. While somebody is in a national school and getting D+, they eat well better than their parents and guardians. They sleep in wonderful places. They use even wonderful school buses and come back with D+. There's one in Kisumu boys. Any student who got 390, 380, 400, that was the principal project. Because most of the learners, when they get 390, they don't talk about Kisumu boys. They want Maseno, Mangu, and Alliance. So those who came, I would treat them well. There is one who had 403. So one-on-one, I called him and said, welcome to this program of mine. He told me I'm not supposed to be in this school. I'm here because I'm a total orphan. I was promised that if I get over 400, I'll be taken to a national school. This is not a national school. Hey. As Christians, we have what to call humility. I called and I say sorry. Sorry for that. He had 403 marks and made history in my school, C minus. He denied me opportunity to change his life because of being bitter. There is one who came with 375 marks, the only one. The next one was 350. And the learners gave him a nickname very fast. Computer error. That was his name, nickname. Listen to me. Do not be a problem to somebody's life. It went so much, I called him. Asked him, are you aware of this nickname? Yes. And in tears he told me, I'm not a stupid boy. I was in X3. My parents promised that they will give me the best when I'll be doing exam. On the day of rehearsal, while my father was milking one of our cows, he collapsed and died. I did exam while the body of my father, who promised to stand with me, was in a mortuary. Too much for me to bear. You joke